Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Nibbles, number 128. Romans chapter 11. The Grafting of New Branches. This is an exciting one. It comes from Romans, kind of split up into three chunks. Romans 11:11, Romans 11:15 and 16, and Romans 11:18. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Certainly not. But though their fall to provoke them to jealousy, salvation has come to the Gentiles. For if their being cast away is the reconciling of the world, what will the acceptance be but life from the dead? If the first fruit is holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root is holy, so are the branches. Do not boast against the branches. But if you do boast, remember that you do not support the root, but the root supports you. And this sort of talks about the membership of God's family and how it comes to pass. Why is it in the Bible? To understand God's role versus your role. Who is it written to? Roman believers and all true believers. Yes. Communications, where power and goodness come from. That's it's telling us where power and goodness come from. Application to my life. We are not holy. Any holiness which may be observed of others is the holiness of the Lord. Our pride can only extend to the acceptance of the tree grace offered to us by the death and resurrection of Jesus. This is the only act which separates us from the unsaved. God, to me, never forget who the root is. And my personal response is, Lord, thank you for the act of your Son, which allowed us to say yes to eternity. We need to be a little careful here. The tree grace. That's a phrase I made up, and I'm not as happy with it now as I was when I wrote it, apparently. But the point is that the grace that we receive comes from the root, and the roots are the roots which God wholly controls. Now, there was a time when the only people that were connected to this root were the Hebrew people, and those who, in particular, those who believe now. But then some of them were cast out because they did not follow the holy life that God needed them to follow. Some remained as rooted into this tree root. After the time of Jesus, then there were new Gentile people who were also rooted into that same root. And it's telling us that we should not boast because we're now rooted and and a certain number of them are not. That is not for us to boast about, because we understand if we had anything to boast about at all, it would be about our connection to the root. But we're not the root. The Lord is the root. And so, therefore, the only boasting we can do is boasting about the Lord. And that is the proper use of boasting. So, it's it's a simple process, something that we generally would learn in, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade. We read about, people like Paul Bunyan and Johnny Appleseed and people, great heroes of the U.S. country, in the sense that they planted forests, they tended to the fruits and so on. And then, of course, the discovery rediscovery perhaps, of the connection between, actually connecting to the root, that is, cutting a notch in the tree and putting a branch from another tree into that notch and patching it all up, and the fact that the patched in branch will be indistinguishable from the other branches, and in fact we can, it gains its sustenance from the root of the tree in the same way that the natural branches did. So we are grafted in, new branches, the Gentiles are, because the tree was already there with its root before we became part of the equation, so to speak. So I guess we'll see you next time, and until then, have a good day.